very seldom do you see teams that give everything they have in almost every practice, and then everything they have in every game. And it's so hard sometimes when the game is ugly offensively or it's not going well. It wasn't going well for us at Fresno, and we shot very poorly. But we didn't let our guard down, and we didn't give up at 45 points. And tonight, one of the better teams in the nation and one of the better coached teams in the nation, who had only lost to Syracuse, Arizona, and UNLV, shot 28% in the field and 11% from three. You know, like the bumper sticker says, it happens. But I thought, more importantly, just keeping our guys connected after that loss in Fresno was important. And I just thought defensive rebounding would be a big key the last 48 hours. Really focused on, look, Darius is going to give away 6 or 7 inches when Shepard comes in the game. And Riley's going to give up X amount of inches at the 2. And Josh is going to give up even more inches. But they did, you know, you can't measure their heart. And I'm proud of them. And in my 40s, I probably would really say what's on my mind, but I'll save that for my wife.
Larry, did you feel like you guys had an advantage with Larry and Leonard inside?
I didn't know going into the game. People are playing us differently now. And because of that, you know, Leonard usually is getting time and a half inside. But they both were like octopuses on the defensive glass, 11 and 12 defensive rebounds. To me, that's like the signature of the game. This team is too good that we play in terms of scoring the ball. So you'll have to decide what you want to take away. We wanted to take away Rayan and Tackley's threes tonight, and we felt there's going to be, that means there's going to be tough twos, hard drives with size. They're going to get some shots and they're going to get some twos. We just have to do the best job we can to eliminate second shots. And for a long period of time, until Darius had that matchup with Shepard and he got about 3 in a row on the offensive glass, I thought they did a great job on the defensive glass. To me, that was the signature piece of the game.
You talked about how good a job, you know, whoever was guarding Jamal Franklin, how good a job they did on him being the reigning conference player of the year. And he was frustrated all night.
I thought Josh started the game, and that was our intent, but we knew whoever's guarding him was they're going to make fouls. So we're going to have to wrap it around a little bit. I thought Nate came in, he too did a good job. And then I thought a little bit, we threw Larry Nance on him a little bit. We missed the switch, but nonetheless, we knew, you know, he's too good. He's my favorite player in the league, maybe everybody's favorite player. And he plays with such will and such passion that every coach is jealous and wants one like that.
Or you like to, you know, and you see, even tonight offensively, we didn't go as well, but still made shots. When you just stuck with it and kind of grinded it out, just kind of methodically, you know, did what you can, even though it wasn't pretty and wasn't the best shooting night. You just still were able to kind of grind it out there.
At halftime, we talked about getting the ball down on the box to Nance and to Leonard. But that guys, it's not going to be that easy because they're 1.5ing them, and they're actually offing Josh and encouraging him to shoot. So it's not going to be an easy pass. We got to at least look at it and get it there some. And I normally like us 40%, let them fly, 3-point shots. Normally, I want 40 or 45% of our shots. But in this game, quick open shots lead to trouble against their broken floor. And so I find it refreshing. We only took 3 in the second half from 3. Unfortunately, Larry made a big one. And Darius made a big one in the corner. But that was probably the right thing for this team at the right time in the second half.
Coach, with the crowd, it looked like the first 2 plays, the first play of each half was that alley-oop to Josh. Was that just to get that crowd going?
Well, that wasn't the first play of the game. That was about the 3rd play of the game. And it was to get us 2. But I just wanted to see how they were going to play the back screen. And we got lucky the first time. We almost had it the second time. But it's a good motivator. Let me tell you, this was the closest for our family to those 17 years ago. This is what it was like, and this can be an intimidating place, not just because of the elevation. And our hopes were to come back here and at least put a product on the floor that plays hard, that would play into the hearts of the fans, and actually give students who have never seen a winning product here some fun in the building. And this was the closest I remember to the Majerus Bliss wins. I hope it fosters more. You know, I remember it's many years ago, but I do remember being a student, and that's not a bad time. So I don't know, how the rest of the chapters go. I guess everybody wants us to win all the rest, and we would like to also. But I'd rather appreciate, and I reminded them, until you get the little bitterness, the pain of regret like we had 3 or 4 nights ago, it's hard to get that level of appreciation. But I showed them the end of the Colorado celebration last night. And I just said, look, why not us? I'll keep those other comments to myself.
Coach,
I'm grown up now.
you have a two-part question. By the way, Steve Lapis knew I was going to be here tonight. He's a friend of mine. He told me to say hello to you. So,
Very good friend.
Leonard Washington, I mentioned it to him as well. It's a two-part question. In regard to the maturation and the continued resiliency of your team, with some of the off-the-court stuff, the last game you played at home against Boise, you had a pretty good lead in the second half at about the 10-minute mark, and you let that get away. Did that game factor in at all to your ability to close out tonight's game? And secondly, has this team at this point, 15-2, you've knocked off 2 top 25 teams so far this year, has it exceeded, can you be objective, has it exceeded your expectations at all?
It's a long question.
Yeah,
The first one, which was, you get my age.
Yeah, no, using Boise State.
Yeah, it never entered my mind until you mentioned that.
Okay.
And quite honestly, I thought both Boise and us deserved to win that game because we did have an 11-point lead. Then they had a 7-point lead with 2 to play, and then we took the lead with 7 seconds to go. It was really a terrific game. All threes. We wanted to remove the 3-ball tonight, even though we knew that meant some hard drives by some pretty talented guys. And I would not be the right person to ask about expectations. I just want our guys to do the next right thing and be the best they can be. You probably have to ask people that are into expectations.
Gotcha.
Larry, I know with, you mentioned about how this team has always stayed connected, and hasn't been an easy week with the loss, at Fresno, some of the off-course stuff, but this team certainly stayed connected through this and tonight. Just how proud of you in that aspect, because I know it couldn't have been an easy week for you and a lot of people, just with all the ups and downs.
I'm really proud of these guys. I'm proud of a lot of things, and I'm not proud of a lot of things. And I'll share with my wife those things I'm not proud of.
Larry, you really controlled the tempo except maybe the last 3 minutes when they kind of turned Franklin and Tapley one-on-one right at. Were you surprised they didn't do that a little earlier?
No, we called a timeout with 3.5 to play. No, actually they called it, but in that timeout, and I said, guys, they're going to go for quick 2s. Because they're not going to get 3s because of the way we're guarded. I'm telling you, they're coming like a freight train. You got to try not to foul, wall up, and make them tough 2s. And stay with your press up. Because that's how it's going to go. And they weren't going to get 3s, and they didn't get but 1, and it was from Lithuania. But they're going, when someone's coming at you, your only other choice is to zone up. And I was scared stiff if we zoned up, a look away pass over here to Ram or Tapley, and then they get an easy 3. So, it was a good hurry up, which a lot of teams use to get that thing to the paint. But we got just enough stops, and we made just enough free throws to hold on.
Coach, in some of these games, you talk about how your team tends to thrive, when it's gritty and maybe a little, disjointed style of play, I guess. Do you kind of see it as the game goes on that, obviously, seeing you just get 2 technical fouls, some teams tend to get more frustrated while your guys tend to enjoy that style?
I think we try to talk about that, what gives us the best chance to win? Not what is the prettiest or what will win the press conference. And each night it changes, but we're they needed to do tonight, and they did it in, I thought, terrific fashion.
You said you showed them the end of the Colorado game. Was that just a film of the students?
Well, we
went down,
showed
or
it
was
was in film last night before dinner, and then I ended the film with the last 3 seconds, Josh's dunk and the celebration, and I said, it's a great feeling. And really, no one else but you guys can enjoy it, because you really don't know what it's all about. And you're going to enjoy it more down the road because of last week, because you got a taste of disappointment. And so I just, who knows, I just felt like that's the right thing for this team, because I know what they believe in, and I know what they represent, and that's good enough for me.
Down the stretch, your team handled the press. When they came out and started pressing, trying to full court, handled it really well, probably better than they did against Boise, and then made the free throws. And after Wednesday night's performance of free throws, that had to make you happy to see them get the free
Actually,
throws
there
down
was
the
a time
end.
when we missed 3 out of 4 free throws with about 1:40 to play.
Yeah.
And we ended, thank goodness, making those last 4. But, we got 3 point guards in the game, and I expect them to handle the ball. We're giving away inches, and it hurts us on the defensive end a little bit. But offensively, we got 3 point guards in there that I trust, and I think they got pretty good heads on their shoulders, Adams and Graybo and Gilmore. And so, if you're out there pressuring them, you might give something up.